What is up, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to RPG Kickstart, the series where I talk about RPG games and starting them off, etc. And other bits in and around that sort of stuff, sort of area. So I have a burning question which I need answering because I just can't answer it myself. And that question is a question of scale. For my fantasy role-playing games, I tend to favour 28mm. 28mm miniatures. I do interchange them with sort of bigger scales on occasion to represent kind of giants or half giants, that kind of thing, where it's not like a man and a giant up here, but it's kind of like way bigger. I would do that, or a mixed heroic scale in with, actual true scale. I find for a fantasy role playing, 28mm is my go-to. I suppose that's because that's where most of my miniature base falls into that category. Although that said, it does seem and it does strike me as if these days they seem to be pushing for the bigger scale, the 32mm scales, more and more. But what I did was I started collecting sci-fi miniatures for like my Alien games and so on, other sci-fi stuff. Started collecting those in 32mm because there was a lot of like resin prints, 3D prints that you could get, and they seem to like 32mm because the reason I say that is because a lot of the companies say this miniature will be printed and sent in 32mm unless otherwise stated. So that clearly says to me that's their go-to scale, 32mm. And I thought, well, with a game like Alien, it's not heavy miniatures based, just like your characters really and your adversary. That's pretty much it. You don't need much else. So just to visualize that around the table, probably under not the best of lighting because it'd be quite dark because you're in space and you want to simulate that. We'll talk about that on another video about atmosphere. But yeah, I figured 32mm, probably a bit better. It stands out more on the tabletop and just gives you that visual, helps put it in your mind, and then your mind does the rest. Fills in all the blanks. So that's right with that. But my burning question, I've recently decided, I've made a decision, right, to get back into werewolf and vampire and that kind of thing. So my burning question is, do I get the miniatures for those games in 32mm or 28mm? I don't know. I really don't. I need help. I might put it out there on a question, then people can click what they would rather. So what would you rather play your role-playing games in general? Do you, or does it depend, like me, does it for you depend upon what genre role-playing you are doing? Because my Cthulhu games are kind of a bit of a mixture, because I have miniatures in both scales for that type of game. Not a lot, but the ones I do have are kind of a mixed bag, so it's tricky. But for werewolf vampire, I don't know, because really I'll be starting from scratch. So starting from scratch, do I start from scratch in 28mm or do I start from scratch in 32 and just go with the flow there? Yeah, so that's my burning. Yeah, so I'm getting back into werewolf and vampire. I don't mention the other ones like mage, wraith, etc. because yeah, mage was okay. I wasn't a huge fan. Didn't like wraith at all, really. It's a bit weird. And there was a couple of others, wasn't there? No, I wasn't into that. But werewolf and vampire, that made a lot of sense to me. Those two kind of opposites, those two polarizing entities, forces of nature or supernature, whatever you want to call it, opposing each other like that. That was very interesting to me. Looking at it now, I'm talking about it, and this is what helps the talking process, right? I was mentioning that Alien, you don't need many miniatures, so it'd be nice to have bigger. And I do think the same is going to be the case for Vampire and Werewolf. I don't think it's going to be heavily miniatures based, so maybe 32mm is the way to go. But What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Thanks ever so much for watching this episode of RPG Kickstart. Do like, share, subscribe, etc. All that YouTube garbage. And remember, all brushes lead to war. Bye for now, folks. Bye-bye.